Welcome back. You are watching Overdrive and it's time now for us to take your queries on Auto Selector. Sirish joins us as always. Hi Sirish. Our first question comes in to us from Jairam Rao. He wants to buy himself an SUV. He really likes the Toyota Fortuner, but he also wants to know about Mitsubishi's plans for the Pajero Sport. Should he wait for the Pajero Sport to come into India? Also, does the Toyota have plans to bring the RAV4 all-wheel drive to India anytime soon? Sirish.
Well, we drove the Pajero Sport last year in Thailand and we expected it to come to India this year, but there's no sign of it, and the last I heard it's going to come early next year. Now, Mitsubishi is going to assemble it from CKD kits at the Chennai facility, so the duties will not be that high because it's going to come from Thailand. But my fear is that it's going to come so late that there will be other competent products in that segment, and the Pajero Sport won't have the same charm as, say, it would have had if it was launched right now. So my fear is that they keep on delaying it, keep on delaying the plans, and then the products are too old to compete in that segment. I personally would not wait for it because it's not for, I don't know for sure whether it'll come next year. As for other products in that segment, the Fortuner should get an automatic this year, sometime this year, I don't know when, but it'll have an automatic this year. But the RAV4, I don't think that's going to come. It doesn't make sense. The Fortuner itself is selling so well that Toyota have their hands full, and plus they have the Etios also. So they have a lot of products in that segment. They don't need any more products to expand the market share right now. So Fortuner automatic if you want to wait for it. Otherwise, the Fortuner is still the pick of the bunch in that segment.
Our next question comes in to us from Aditya Dave. Aditya writes in saying he wants to buy himself a Suzuki Kizashi, but he's confused about picking up the manual version or the automatic one. He'd like to know which transmission would be more fun to drive and fuel efficient, and is the CVT worth the premium, Sirish?
I wouldn't pick the CVT. I wouldn't call it horrible, but as far as automatic transmissions go, especially because we've been spoiled by Volkswagen's DSG, the twin clutch automatics, the CVT is just not a patch on those other transmissions. It's got that rubber band effect, so that when you rev the engine hard, it gets very whiny. It sticks at its rev limiter. So it's not a really pleasant engine to drive. You really have to work it hard to extract performance from it. Whereas the manual is actually good fun. It's a nice slick gearbox. The engine is powerful. It's very rev happy. It's an eager engine. The car itself is a nice sporty car to drive. It's actually more fun to drive than, say, the Accord with which it competes, or even the Superb for that matter. So it's a nice car, good space, comfortable. It's also priced in between the Accord on the one hand and the Laura and the other smaller cars on the other hand. So it's got a nice in-between segment. So it's a nice car. I don't know whether people will actually look at Maruti as a premium brand and spend 18-20 lakh rupees on a Maruti. But apart from that, the Kizashi is quite a competent car, and with the manual gearbox, nice car to drive.
Our final question is a biking question. This one comes in to us from Pavan Pasupuleti. I hope I've got your name right, Pavan. He wants to buy himself a motorcycle within the next 2 months. He's shortlisted the Karizma ZMR, the Pulsar 220, the Hero Honda CBZ and the Honda Unicorn. Now his only priority is good mileage. He wants a bike that can deliver around 40 kilometers per litre, and he says Overdrive knows what the youth wants. So Sirish, you need to decide for him.
Well, in that lot, I would pick the Pulsar 220, but seriously, haven't you heard of the CBR250R? That's Honda's bike that will be launched next month, and that is the bike to buy. If you can stretch your budget, and if you can lower your fuel efficiency expectations to around 35, that is the bike to go for. It will be a cracker of a motorcycle, great to look at, great to ride, a good premium image to it. Everybody will look at the bike. You'll be a hero in your neighborhood. So I think you should wait, you should buy that, you should stretch your budget. Otherwise, the Pulsar 220.
Well, Pavan here is wishing you some happy riding. With that, it's time for us to wrap up Auto Selector. Remember, if you have questions, send them to us. Helpdesk@overdrive.co.in. That's our email address.